This episode brought to you by coffee.
Hey, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. Today we're going to do our shaky cam interior walkthrough in a 2020 Hyundai Sonata. This is the limited edition. You can't say Sonata, you have to say Sonata. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the limited edition with Smaat Paak and a bunch of other features. So I'm just going to walk through. I'll try to show you some video of the Smaat Paak. For whatever reason, my other camera does not want to work. It records for a few minutes and then says the memory card's full, and it's really annoying. But tried to capture video of pulling this into my tight little tiny garage. So I'll at least show you snippets of whatever I got if I don't show you the whole thing. But it works really awesome. Pretty cool, actually. Plus, you know, you get to say, when people ask you what you're doing, you get to say, Smaat Paak. And everybody knows what that is. It's hilarious. Anyway, probably the best Super Bowl commercial there was, at least for automotive. All right, so let's just get started with this walkthrough. Looking at the interior here, up here you can see it's a Bose speaker system, Bose stereo, audio, whatever. And then over here you have your memory settings for the seats. Chrome door handle, nice and pretty. And then here's the mirror adjustments, windows, and the window lock. Then over here you got your instrument dimmer, you got lane keeping. Down here opens the trunk, the rear hatch. This is the, I say rear hatch, but it is a sedan, so it's not a hatchback. So hopefully that's not confusing. Hey, traction control here. And then right here, this is the parking brake. You pull it to set it and push it to release. It's set sideways, so you kind of have to get used to that. Way down there by my foot is a hood release, so that pops open the hood. And that's about it over there. Looking at the steering wheel, on this side you have mostly audio and entertainment controls. So get a little bit closer, like that. Here you see telephone stuff, telematics. So hang up and pick up. You can also hit this and sync your phone via Bluetooth or whatever. I'll back off a little. My finger looks huge. This is the volume control. This skips tracks or stations. Normally on your radio, this would go through the presets, including the Sirius XM. Up here is voice control. Works pretty okay in this vehicle. Not bad at all, actually. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's one of the better ones I've used. Over here, this changes the input mode for the radio, etc. Over here, this is driver information screen stuff. So you use this and these to go through that driver information screen right up there. There's a whole bunch of options. I'll go through a few of them later. And then up and down and push as okay for select. Down here, this is the steering modes. So I'm trying to remember what that's called. There's a name for it. Anyway, it turns on a little steering wheel icon. And it does something. I just can't remember what it's called. I'll probably look it up and write it down here. Up here is your cruise control. So this is lane keeping stuff. So this like steers you in the lane. I think that's the way to put it. Anyway, all right. So up here is cruise control stuff. This turns it on and off. This sets your distance for adaptive cruise, and then you can see set, reset, cancel, etc. Pretty straightforward there. Paddle shifters. They follow the steering wheel, which is kind of cool. Then over here you've got the washer wipers. Pretty straightforward. Not a lot to show you on this. It's pretty easy to see what they do. So you pull it to you to squirt, and you set it like with all of those. There's no back window one, so it's easy. Over here is lighting. So you put it on auto like that, and the lights will come on and off as needed. Otherwise, you can see what it does. I'll try to shade it. Not shield it. I'm not Captain America. Shade it. All right. Up and down for signal turns and brights back and forth. So there you go. Now, instrument cluster. is a beauty of an instrument cluster. I really like digital clusters, and this is a really well done one. Very easy to see no matter the lighting. Nicely done. So over here you can see fuel. Over here you can see speed, and then a digital speedometer in the middle. So you got the nice one out there and right there. And then in the driver information screens, you can change this to show like Canuck miles per hour and stuff like that. Outside temperature right there. There's a few warning lights and whatnots over here. Up on the left, you can see that's the gear. So if we shift gears, that'll change. So if I go into like drive, right? So there you go. Anyway, on this side, park is engaged. On this side, you have a tachometer, and then you can see your estimated fuel range. Down there is the engine water heat, and there is the odometer. Now in the middle, looking at what we're looking at, that's a great phrase. Looking at what we're looking at. Anyway, there's a compass, fuel economy stuff. You can go up and down through some of this, so you can see here's the latest trip I have it on. I reset this after doing some. Actually, no, this is the trip I did the city MPG test on. So there you go. And then a lot of idling because I've been sitting here at idle and doing the Smaat Paak and whatever. So don't count the MPGs as being finite for city driving. Anyway, there you can see another bigger trip and miles per gallon and so on. And there you go, my driver attention level. Last break was 7 seconds ago. I'm not sure how I don't know what that means. Tire pressures and so on, so you're getting the idea. This shows all the safety stuff. And again, just right back to where we were. I've been watching this a lot. Since you have a digital one over there, there's no reason for this. Plus, this has a head-up display. And I will point out, it is one of the more informative head-up displays. It pops up things like your blind spot management. So if I am driving along and somebody comes up on my left side, it shows blind spot on somebody in my blind spot on the left. And again, same difference on the right. Lots of little things like that integrated in that kind of hard to see head-up display that are really smart. I really like it. And then also this has the if you turn on the turn signal, it shows you that camera thing, right? Also really cool. And then you notice the number popped up in the middle. That's because it's covering up the tachometer, so it shows you what the tachometer readout is in digital form. Ditto with the speedometer when you have that camera activated. So see, it says 0 miles per hour. Really just smart little things that Hyundai came up with. It's really cool. Push button start right there. This is the infotainment screen. This is the limited model, so it has the biggest and best of them. Nice and large, easy to read, fairly easy to use. It's mostly touchscreen stuff, but you can see there are hard buttons going along. One thing I don't like is I don't like that there is not a physical tuning button. I really prefer those. I don't like these. And the reason I don't like these is because it's a lot of this to go through channels, and I don't like doing that. I'd rather just turn a knob. But anyway, small complaint, and it might only apply to me. Other people might not have that same complaint. So there you go. I'm not going to show you a whole lot with this. There are some cool things, but for the most part, it's really easy to set up and very easy to use. You should probably know where the setup screen is, and then now you can see that you can do certain things. User profiles can go along with the key fobs, and you can change some display settings, which is cool. You can train the voice recognition to be a little better at it, and vehicle settings. This is where, when you go in there, this is where you'll change things like your head-up display and other stuff. You can configure some of the things that show up on some of the screens in the car. So pretty cool. I don't hate this. I really like this setup. So it's a good system. And up here you'll see, last thing to point out, up here you'll see these. Those stay there whenever you're outside of the main screen. So when I'm on the home screen, they're gone, right? But other than the menu, everything is there. The menu is basically just a really long form, see, of this. Now you can change your widgets, you can personalize this if you need to, and it's pretty cool. I like that. So there you go with that. Now down here you got your Duke's lights, then you got some vents, then you got the climate controls. Now they're pretty straightforward, not a whole lot to show you. Steering wheel heat right there. This turns everything off. If I push auto and turn everything back on, now you can see it's running, and then I shut it off. I have the bun coolers on. It has seat warmers and coolers. You just push this button up for heat and down for cooling. It's pretty cool. Defrosts right here, and that's about it. You can sync or you can have separate dual zone. Down below that, there's this big open kind of looking cubby. So this is a I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, this is a QI. It's how it's spelled. So you tell me how to say it. That's a wireless charging station for your phone or whatever. Here you can see there's a 12 volt. That turns the whatever on and off. And then those are the USB plugs. Data on that one, charge only on that one. And then there's a little bit of extra storage in case you got, another phone or something. Gear shifting, pretty simple, straightforward. I'll try to shield it. I'll try to shade that so you can see park, reverse, neutral drive. You just push the button. Got my coffee. Hang on. My cool coffee mug. Check that out. Yeah. You can put a phone right in here, which is where most of the time mine has been. I do have wireless charging on my phone, but I don't tend to use it a ton. My phone, because I work from home, tends to stay pretty charged. So, but this is a good spot for a phone. Another drink there. Now, looking at these buttons. This is your parking radars. This is your cameras, so you can hit that and show the camera views. This has a 360 surround view on this model. Drive modes here. Push it up to go to the sport. It's really all you got to know with that one. Down here you got your auto hold, so that's like launch control, but only for hills. Anyway, holds you on hills so you can start out easier. And this is the all-important Smaat Paak button. So you push the Smaat Paak right here before you get out of the car. You leave the car running, push the Smaat Paak here, you get out of the car, you use the key fob to control it, and you move the car forward or backwards. When you're done, you lock the car shuts itself off. When you want to pull it out of the spot, you remote start the car, you back it out of the spot with the Smaat Paak buttons, and then you get in the car, you drive away. Pretty cool. Smaat Paak. We'll point out also, this is the first car I've ever been in where when you remote start the car and then you get in the car, you don't have to start the car. It recognizes the key fob is in the car and it lets you drive. You don't have to push the button again like you do in almost every other car. Pretty cool. All right, so here you go with your, see that? Nice, good size storage, pretty decent. I like this a lot though. This feels really good. It's probably faux leather, but it feels really good. I like the feel of it. So, and your arm doesn't slip too much. You don't get all sweaty. It's a good setup. I love these seats. Beautiful seats. They do get hot just because of the, it's basically leather or leatherette. They do get hot, but they're vented, so that's cool. Haha. See what I did there? That was awesome. All right, so here you can just see kind of the flow of the dash and the look of the interior, right? Very, very technology centric. Not a whole lot of dashboard after the tech. in visual anyway. It is larger than the actual screen, but it visually it looks smaller. But I love the tones. I like the different color tones, the way they did that. Really cool. And then going in the back seat's a good size. I had 3 kids back there a few times, no issues at all, even when we went to the swimming pool. And pretty good sized trunk in this too. Nice big trunk, actually. It's deep, so you can get a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, that's what I got. I'll show you the Monroney. I think you're looking at about $34,000 for this, and that's pretty fully loaded. So there you go. This has been Aaron on Autos.com, in the 2020 Hyundai Sonata. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.